Let me ask you something straight up, man. How many nights have you sat there, staring at the ceiling, replaying the same 3 moments on repeat? That one message you never sent. That night you wish you handled better. The way she looked back at you one last time before walking away. It's like your mind won't let it go, right? That's normal. When someone really mattered, your brain becomes a movie theater that won't shut down. It loops the good parts until the pain becomes background noise. But here's the truth nobody gives you straight: if you want someone to miss you, it's not about some clever mind game or trick. It's not about posting the right story or crafting the perfect caption. It's about how you choose to live your life starting today. You can make choices that protect your dignity and quietly make her wonder if she underestimated you. The very first step is simple: stop broadcasting your longing like it's breaking news. Most guys do this without even noticing. They flood her phone with texts, send late-night voice notes, blow up her social media, hoping she notices. But all that does is make you look smaller. It's like leaving every light in the house on, praying she'll come home. That's not strength. The quieter move is the smarter one. If she already knows you like her, saying it 100 more times doesn't make it more true. It just drains your power. Step back gently. If you're always the first to text, wait. If you always pick up the phone, skip one call. Rediscover what you like doing when no one's watching. That's not cruelty, that's growth. That's where the shift begins. The next step is learning to be scarce in a way that feels effortless, not forced. Most guys either overdo it by disappearing completely or underdo it by staying glued to her world. Neither works. Scarcity isn't about ghosting, being cold, or trying to make her worry. It's about creating just enough space for her to notice your absence and feel the difference. Think about how our brains work. When something is always there, we stop paying attention. When something becomes rare, we value it more. It's the same with your presence. If she knows exactly where you'll be every day and that you'll drop everything to reply the second she texts, there's no mystery, no wait to your time. So you start changing the rhythm. If you usually hang out in the same spots, switch it up. Try a new coffee shop on the other side of town. If you're always online at night, log off and do something offline. Let her see that you have a life that doesn't revolve around waiting. The beauty of this is that it doesn't come across as a game, because it isn't one. It's just you deciding that your world needs variety and growth. And when she sees you moving differently, when she notices that you're not orbiting her like before, that's when curiosity kicks in. She starts wondering what you're doing, who you're with, why you're not as predictable. That curiosity is powerful. It draws people back toward you without you saying a word. And when she does see you, stay warm, stay normal. You're not punishing her. You're just showing her, through your actions, that you have a full life, and that's what makes you magnetic. Let's talk about silence, because this is where most guys mess it up. They think if they stay quiet, she'll forget them. They panic, and in that panic, they over-communicate, sending long paragraphs, apologizing 5 different ways, explaining their feelings until it loses all impact. But silence, when it comes from a place of strength, is one of the most powerful moves you can make. It's not about punishing her or trying to make her feel bad. It's about protecting your peace and giving yourself room to get steady again. When you stay silent, you create space for your emotions to settle. You stop reacting out of fear and start responding out of clarity. Imagine you just had an argument with her. Your first instinct might be to write a novel explaining yourself, but what if you didn't? What if you just said, "I'll talk when I've cooled down," and left it there? That single line shows control. It tells her you don't operate on impulse, you don't beg for understanding, and you don't let anger run your life. In that silence, you're rebuilding yourself. You're reminding yourself that your value doesn't depend on whether she replies right now. And here's the interesting part: silence makes people think. When you're not constantly filling the space with words, she starts wondering what you're thinking, how you feel, if you've moved on. That quiet creates curiosity. It makes your presence stronger even when you're not speaking. So don't fear the quiet. Use it. Let it remind both of you that you're a man who can hold his ground and only speaks when he's ready. That's what makes your words powerful when you do break the silence. Now it's time to build rituals that are just yours, because this is where your strength really starts to grow. One of the biggest mistakes guys make is letting their entire life revolve around her. Every plan, every mood, every decision gets filtered through what she's doing or how she feels. And when she pulls away, it feels like your whole world collapses. That's why you have to create a life that can stand on its own 2 feet. Start small. Build routines that anchor you no matter what's happening in your love life. Wake up at the same time every morning and do something that sets the tone for the day, maybe a quick workout, maybe a quiet walk, maybe journaling your thoughts. When you put these small habits in place, they remind you who you are, with or without her. And as these rituals become part of your daily life, you stop being so reactive. You stop waiting by the phone, you stop measuring your mood by whether she texted back. You start to feel solid again. It doesn't have to be complicated. Maybe it's hitting the gym 3 times a week, maybe it's cooking your own meals instead of ordering out, maybe it's making time to catch up with your closest friends regularly. Even 10 minutes of writing down your thoughts before bed can calm your mind more than scrolling her socials ever could. Over time, you'll notice you're calmer, clearer, and harder to shake. That stability is attractive, not just to her but to everyone around you. People feel safe around someone who isn't emotionally all over the place. That's the quiet kind of strength that makes others respect you without you saying a word. Start living a better story, because at the end of the day, people remember the life you live, not the hours you spent waiting for a reply. If all she ever thinks of you is as the guy who's always available, always online, always waiting, that's not a story worth remembering. The fix is to start creating moments that matter. They don't have to be big or expensive. Just real. Go check out that live music spot you've been ignoring. Take a day trip to a new town. Try cooking a dish you've never made before. Join a local event, take up a hobby you've been putting off, or even explore a part of your city you've never seen. These moments become stories you can tell, even casually. And those little stories make you sound alive. For example, if someone asks about your weekend and you just say, nothing much, that's forgettable. But if you say, I tried this little cafe that only plays vinyl records, suddenly you're painting a picture. You sound like someone who moves, who explores, who experiences life. And here's the thing, you don't have to brag or post every detail online. Just living those moments quietly shifts the energy you give off. You become the guy who's hard to pin down because he's always doing something meaningful. That's magnetic. Women notice men who have motion in their life, men who don't sit around waiting. It shows you're creating a world worth inviting someone into. And when she sees that, she feels the difference. You're no longer a man waiting for her to write the story. You're already writing it yourself, and that makes you impossible to ignore. Finally, give yourself closure and move forward, because this is the part that frees you. A lot of guys stay stuck because they're waiting for her to explain everything, to apologize, to make it neat and final. But she might never do that. If you wait for her to hand you closure, you could stay in that loop for months, even years. The real move is to create your own ending. That can be as simple as writing a letter you'll never send. Say everything you wish you could say, then burn it or delete it. Not for drama, for peace. You do it for you, not for her. Then clear the space around you. Get rid of the screenshots, old photos, little reminders that keep pulling you back into the past. Clean your room, reorganize your space, toss out the things that carry emotional weight. You'd be surprised how much physical clutter keeps you tied to emotional clutter. When you clear it out, you start to feel lighter, like you're actually making room for something new. And then, move forward with intention. Go out with friends, take on a new challenge, pour energy into something that matters to you. You're not doing it to show her you're okay. You're doing it because you are okay, or you're on your way there. When she sees you living like that, she'll notice the shift. Your absence will feel different because it's full of life, not full of waiting. That's when she realizes you're not the man sitting by the phone anymore. You're the man who chose himself, and that choice is what makes you powerful. That's real closure, and it's yours to give yourself.